Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And today we're with the amazing Karin Tobiasen, and she's going to be talking about the trust walk that well, it's, that we're all really on as we're learning new ways, as we're attuning to, I'll call it a timeline that we've collectively chosen. Um, how that may be discombobulating some, how that may be empowering others, and regardless of how it is stretching our capacity of how to relate to spirit, to one another, and in our role in all those relations as well. So it's going to be an amazing call. We're going to dive into live Q&A with Karin a little bit later on in the call, and there's an amazing special offer where Karin's going to do live course, opportunity for one-on-one personal session with Karin, which I highly recommend. I had one yesterday, which is ah, it brought me into a new place of courage and strength. And we'll share more about that later. But with that, if you're new to Karin, if you haven't heard her on BTO before on another platform, she is one of the most extraordinary, well, human beings, but a gifted psychic with an ability that was nurtured and honored. So she developed an ease of astral projecting back and forth between the veil. And so she's had extraterrestrial visitations. She's tuned in. She knows about being a quantum empath, which I'm sure some of you, a lot of y'all can relate to. And she brings all those gifts and the embodiment of that here to help us all walk with greater clarity, confidence, and an understanding of just how loved we really are. So today we're playing. Karin asked me to bring my guides out. She's bringing her guides. I'm going to ask you to bring your guides to the table as well. And we're going to drop into an amazing gathering with all of us here on Beyond the Ordinary. And with that, Karin, welcome today.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love your community. Your community are so advanced. I love playing with you. There's never, ever a time, a reading I have with you, an experience that I don't come out fuller, bigger, and more knowledgeable. And so thank you, everybody, for being here and participating in this incredible co-creation. Ah, ah. It's always so hard to start because I'm a little bit of an analytical where I like starting from the beginning and going to the end. And I'm always asked to just jump in the middle and start. And it's just like, oh, okay, you guys are gonna have to put this together.
Mm.
So I'm going to kind of start right kind of in the beginning. Many of you who have, worked with me will know this very first part. But for those that are new, um, the way that my guides like to describe where we're at right now is that we came forth. And it was really hard and it was really dense and it was really tough. And and it was very slave-like. We had to work really, really hard. We had to push, that rock up that hill like Sisyphus every day. The harder we worked, the longer hours, the more attaboys that we got. And most of us here have been very, very, very good slaves. And then the ascension energy came in. And what that ascension energy basically required of us is that our slave shackles were cut. We were to hang our little slave sandals up on the wall so we could see them and remember them, that we didn't ever want to go back. And we're being asked to identify as our God creator selves. And so what we're really doing here now, I've never read the Bible, but they always use it. But one of the things that the Bible says, they talk about, God came down and he created the whole universe in 6 days. On the seventh day, he napped. They never talked about what God did on the eighth day, but that's what we're going to talk about today, because that is what we are supposed to be doing right now. So, We are to identify only as our God self. We are not to, what happens is we will get a message. It's like, oh my gosh, I need this to come in. We'll get a message, and then we will translate that message as, okay, I need to stand up and I need to run into circles, and I need to make a business plan, and then I need to call these people, and then and literally it's just going to go kaboom. That is why almost nothing that you're doing right now is working if it is from your slave days. So what does that mean? So we ask our guides, what's next? And I'm being told to step back and start again. When we were slaves, our relationship with our guides and our angels, gods and goddesses, ascended masters, all there is, God, all there is, was that kind of supplicance. We would say, ooh, what's my next step? What do I need to do next? And we'd get a little idea, and then we'd go ahead and run around the block with it. And if any of you today feel like God has lost your file and nobody's there, you're like, help, what do I do next? And it's like, crickets up there. The reason is the reason is you are an equal to them. There's no difference between you and them, except that. And I'm talking about the ascended masters. I'm talking about the archangels. I'm talking about the guides, the gods, all of it. No difference between your God self and theirs, except you volunteered to come take a body, to come down, bring all of your karma in, get wounded to the point where you didn't think you were going to make it. You felt you were so flawed. Heal yourself, and then I call it collecting the data that you will need to do your big work, which is bringing peace on earth. And so when you go, oh my gosh, what's my next step? Help me. And they kind of back up, and we want to help you, but that's not going to help. So what they want us to do is tell them what we want. And when you start communicating with them, with your guides, with your angels, with your whole team, all there is, any of your special people, they want to know. They want to know how you want to feel. First of all, they can move the stars and the moons and the suns in order to make things work out for you to get exactly what you want based on how you want to feel. And so if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling like nothing's going on, all you need to do is say, belly up, wings up. I want to feel just a little bit better. I want to feel just a little bit safer. I want to feel just a little bit more protected. I want to feel seen. I want to feel safe in being seen. I want to feel safe in being heard. And so you guys go ahead and make that happen. And then the very first way that you will feel their communication, you'll feel you kind of notch up a little bit. You'll notch one up and like, oh, I do kind of feel a little bit better. I feel a little bit more at peace. Everything's good. So that is how they want us to communicate with them. They know what you want. They've been with you for a long time. They also know that your job is to bring peace on earth. And that doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to save the world? They know that starts with you and in your body and in your home and in your community and outward that way. So the other thing that's happening right now with this new energy that's just come in, everybody's psychic abilities are just through the roof. We are getting so many messages. Our psychic abilities are strong, they're great, they're flowing, they're coming in nonstop. And one of the things that I want to talk about right now is that the messages that are coming in, your psychic abilities are, you're catching, you're pulling in everything, you're soaking in everything. And if that, excuse me, getting over the flu.
Mm.
And if that message comes in, so we'll get a message in and go, uh-oh, the world's going to fall apart. Uh-oh, I just got this really clear message that the world's going to fall apart. And and if you're triggering a little bit right now, I just want you to take a deep breath, okay? And just release it. And how you tell if you have just picked up energy, universal energy, is that message. It may come in so clear, it's going to come in with your clairs. All of your clairs are going to be lit up, but it's going to come in, and I'm going to say it's going to feel a little jagged and scary.
Mm.
We all have the experience of having a very clear message come in, and it's information we don't want, but there's a real beautiful calm with it,
Mm.
where we accept it and where we're at peace with it when it comes in. So if you are having pictures coming in, the world's coming to an end, and I know a lot of people are having that. A lot of that is just universal fear. It is just energy glomming on, and because your psychic abilities are so expanded right now, it's coming in and it feels like it's a psychic hit or whatever. Um, that's number one. So if you've got some of these things coming in, you're scared to death. It's just, I talk to a lot of people. It's just like, okay, I'm out of here. I just want to leave. There's no value in me being here. And it's like, yes, there is. You're bringing peace on earth. you know. So when this energy comes in, all it is energy. All it is molecules coming in. And as most of you know, spiritual law number one claims anything sent back to the light must go. Anything sent back to the light must go. You don't have
Mm.
to know what it is, where it came from. You don't need to know the story. You don't need to know anything, except it does not feel good. You feel scared. You feel vulnerable. You feel as if you are not in charge. And all you need to do is just command whatever it is to go back to the light. Take a deep breath in and get your higher God self back in your body. And you're going to watch it move over like oftentimes they move over like weather fronts for me. So let me talk more about I talk to a lot of people and they say, oh my God, you're so lucky you get all these messages and I don't get any messages. And then about 2 minutes later, they said, I know this is going to happen and this is going to do and this and that. And it's like, yeah, no, I'll confirm that. Where do you think that came from? So we're all getting all of the correct messages. A lot of analyticals, they want to be able to see it or hear it. And so what I want to talk about today is for those of you who are who need to see it in order to feel comfortable with it. But they're like, no, you don't understand. I don't see pictures. I don't see it. I used to, I don't any longer. I would love to be able to see it. And there are other places to find it. So
Mm.
if you are somebody that likes to see it as proof, I want you to know you do it every day. And where you do it is you go into your imagination. And in your imagination is where you like, wouldn't this be cool if we could do this? And then your team literally drops little breadcrumbs down for you to follow, for that dream to expand, for that dream to expand. And when you actually see it and you get really excited about it, that is a vision. That is your clairvoyancy working in a space that works much better for the analytical. It may move into your third eye, doesn't matter. That is where it is. Okay. For you analyticals who, if something doesn't make sense, what you'll do is you'll be creating in your imagination, and they'll drop something in there that makes no sense. And then you go, oh, wait a minute. And then you take it from your imagination and you drop it into your little tool brain. Your little tool brain is just going to go, makes no sense. And then you'll go back, go, this makes no sense. This is just my imagination. This is stupid. So what your guides want you to do is just consistently just ask, that makes no sense. Show me clearly. Show me clearer what you want me to see. Show me clearer. And if there's nothing else coming in clear, go ahead and abandon it and go for a walk, go out into nature, bring, do something creative, whatever takes you into still point. And that still point is also very, very important, especially for those of us that are more analytical, is because it's when we all know where this is where we're doing something that is just mindless for us, or it's just so exciting that we have forgotten about time, we've expanded it, we're completely at peace, we're completely focused, we're in this beautiful, beautiful still point. And that place is very, very important because that's the only place that there's no room for your slave persona. There's no room there for it. And so if you are looking for clarity in your messages coming in, take a couple of breaths, get out into nature, throw some paint, whatever you love doing, and go ahead and just let it all kind of flow through. So a lot of the messages that are going to be coming in are also going to be they're going to be how you're going how they it's more watery than like a physical thing, where it might be okay, okay, team, I need more dollars. I'm really, really stretched right now. And I just want to feel financially safe. I want to feel financially protected. I want to feel like I can exhale. And I want to feel like I have plenty to spend on anything that I want or need right now.
Mm.
And then what will happen is you'll have this wave of a little bit of joy, a little bit of peace, a little bit of the same frequency as the money coming in. And and that is the message. Just get into the frequency, rather than like, wait a minute, where's the money? Let me go to
Mm.
the mailbox. Nope, there's nothing there. But just it's a lot of it is watery, a lot of it is really airy, a lot of it is just kind of feeling through it, because that's how we master as our spiritual self. So, those of you who love, so you need to see it for proof, or you need to hear it for proof. What I want to do is teach you a small practice of opening up your, I'm going to just say your oracle abilities. And it's just a really simple practice just to do 5 minutes a day. Um, and all of you know, so all of you kind of look forward to and you know, revere that time where somebody asked you a question and your eighth chakra just opened up and the information came in. It just flowed in, it came down. You put it through your experience, your education, everything that you know, and you interpreted it and you spilled it out. Everybody here has had that experience. It's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. Let me tell you how to practice opening that up so it comes through whenever you want it.
Hmm.
So the very first thing, the easiest way to do it, um, is just get a journal, or open up a Word doc. I always say write the date, and I always say write out just a question for them. And take a deep breath, make sure that your God self is in, that the flow is open. And then I want you to just automatically write. Just trust whatever's coming through. You may write half a page of blah, 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 blah. Literally, BLAH, BLAH. That's okay. Just keep going. And then and it will catch in and then just start writing what comes through. If you do that every day for about 2 weeks, it's not a big commitment. It's not a lifetime thing. If you do it, what your flow will actually train itself that when you take that deep breath, when you ask the question, it'll just open and start flowing. And so that is actually the beginning of your clairaudience. For anybody who wants to hear clearly or clearer, that is the beginning of that. You hear it kind of coming in. You kind of might see pictures. You will kind of feel what it means. But that is probably the greatest gift you can give yourself for really opening up for clear messages to come in. So a message comes in. Um, and you're like, oh, I don't know what that means. I don't know. I think it means that I'm really worried about money right now, but but the message just said go for a walk, and how's that going to help me? How's going for a walk going to help, with this money? And well, and my team wants you to know, and they want you to kind of load this into your memory. Courage before clarity. Take
Hmm.
the courage. Just go take the walk. Even if you're just committing to going out for, I don't know, 15 minutes. But what's going to happen is that your crown will open, all your messages will come in, all the peace will come in. You will know exactly what you need to do, and you will know exactly why they told you to go take a walk. So I want you, anytime anybody's like, oh, I don't know what to do, I want you to just remember courage, courage before clarity. So we are here to really learn how to create. We are here to be God on the eighth day. So we woke up, we took a nap yesterday, and we woke up today, and we looked all over this universe, and we looked at this beautiful creation that we've created. And we've gone, I could do better. I could do something much yummier than that. I'm going to go back in there. I'm going to jizz that one up. And that is all that we're doing. I like to refer to it, I'm a painter, so I like to refer to it, you've got your easel in your hand, you've got all this paint on it. You do not have one blotch of paint that you don't like the color. You've got this big paintbrush, and you literally are painting your world. If you don't like something about it, recreate it the way that you want it.
Mm.
My guides used to always use the example of when we were children and we had the what are those things called? Etch-a-sketch.
Good catch.
And what we would do is we would spend hours creating this beautiful picture. We'd get up the next day and look at it and go, yeah, what did we do? Like, nope, not good any longer. Let me do a new one. And that's all that we're doing. Start with the simple stuff. Start with the little stuff. Correct all that. Just like, you know what? I don't want to wake up and feel pain in my body. Well, that's a big thing, but I don't want to feel pain in my body. So what I want to do is be able to open up my eyes and go, oh my gosh, I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable in my body. So you guys go ahead and make that happen. And what else do I want? I want, I've got this, um, I've got this, job, whatever it's called.
Mm.
What are those things called when they call you and then say you want an interview? Okay, job interview.
Okay, there
I'm
you
like,
go.
what are those things called? Um, and it's like, okay, I've got this job interview, and I think I really, really want this job. I think this is like everything that I want. Create the whole experience beforehand. Create what you want to experience. Create how you want to be received. Create how you want to come across. Create how you want to be able to collect the data to make sure it's everything that you think it is before you even walk in.
Mm.
And you will walk into that interview, you will shine, you will feel confident, you will feel curious and interested, and rather than, uh-oh, do you like me? Do you like me? Am I dressed right? Uh-oh.
Mm.
And so we are creating every experience in our lives right now. Don't leave one uncovered if you don't like it.
Mm.
The other things that my guides want you to know is that if you do not feel 100% at peace in your body, if you do not feel when you open up your little, your little vehicle's eyes and you look out into the world as your higher self, if you don't see possibility and hope and brilliance and just incredible love, you're processing other stuff.
Mm.
You're processing universal fear. You are processing, most of us here are also, we're clearing some ancestral, we're clearing past life. We brought everything in to be here. Um, and all that it means is you've got stuff that has been attracted to you because you're a healer and you're supposed to heal it. You do not need to, you don't need to know the story. You don't need to know where it came from, the who, when, where, what, how, why me, none of that, because most of it has nothing to do with you any longer. All they want you to do is if you go, I don't feel very good, it's like, oh, yippee, something to heal, as I always say. And go ahead and just whatever you are, whatever this is, I want you to leave my body. I want you to leave my auric field. I want you to go back to the light. Take that deep breath in and just let it go. If it was a big picture, if it was a scary picture, go take a nap and reboot. What they don't want you doing. So you are a God creator. Every thought you have, every word you speak, every emotion you feel becomes a thing. And so what happens is you have these pictures in that they come in that you volunteered to heal. You would never understand them. They're coming in from the dark ages. You'd never understand them. You come in, and then you try to find the flaw within you that is creating this. And then what you do is you go in, you re-wound yourself because you're a God creator. What's wrong with me? Well, maybe I'm just not good enough. And I really stepped out and I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. You re-wound yourself. And then you're a beautiful healer. So you heal that wound and heal it. But then when that picture comes back in for healing, you go, I thought I healed that. I thought I took care of that already. I must not be all that powerful. What's
Mm,
wrong with me? And you re-wound yourself. And then you're really good at healing yourself. So you heal that little thing and you got this circular thing. Don't re-wound yourself. When I look at your energy, all I see is light.
mm,
Just bring that thing in, send it back to the light. Bring it in, send it back to the light. Do not look at how you're flawed or try to figure it out to do whatever, those perfection pictures. Just let it go. Just let it go. Oh, what else do they want to tell you? God,
I have a question for you. As those images or those feelings and the physical response comes in that don't feel comfortable, that we're sending to the light. So many in our communities have been in a practice of that, but the things keep coming back and they keep sending it to light. It keeps coming back and they send it to the light. What allows it to be more permanent in the sending it into the light where we don't have to keep repeating it over and over again, where the same situation we just can't get rid of?
I love this question. So we came forward as little tiny light beings, and we automatically did this. We automatically did it until we had that one big trauma wound.
Mm,
And then we took everything in, and it was our fault and all that. So by sending it back to the light constantly, and I'm going to say when I started this practice, within 10 minutes, I was so angry with how much was hitting me. But what we're doing is training our system to automatically do it.
mhm,
So that every time it's just like, not today, back to the light you go, back to the light, back to the light, back to the light. That you're going to wake up one day, you're going to open up one little eye and you're going to look and you're going to go, oh my gosh, that thing just came in, healed, and left.
mm.
So we're just training ourselves to do it correctly again, the way that we did it when we were little tiny children, where people come in and bark at us and we and go, and go back and play. Like, who cares?
So as many times as it takes, keep training, training, training.
Many of us are what I call the light warriors, that
Mm.
we came here to fight with light.
How
And
how important is it that we recognize if it's our fear or if it's a collective fear that we're picking up?
doesn't
Doesn't matter.
matter.
It doesn't matter the who, what, when, where, or why. Again,
Yeah.
just write that.
Yeah. And when we are completely in our body, when we are completely our God selves, we have no fear. What would
Mhm.
we fear?
Right.
Oh, what if I mess up on this creation? You know,
Yeah.
we have no fear. So none of it is ours.
Mhm.
We've taken some of it on. That's our wounding. And let's
How
just,
How about the fear of moving forward, the fear of stepping into unknown? Again, as we're relinquishing the foundations that held on to some of those beliefs or a lot of those beliefs, and now we're going into new territory. Now we're going into, well, if I'm not being given instructions so that I can follow, and I actually am creating the blueprint for my tomorrow, I don't know how to do that. And that scares me because I don't feel like I have a stable foundation because that hasn't been here in my life before. how do we step more fully into that creation with much more surety rather than the doubts and the trepidation that we would bring in from the old foundation?
That's why I call it the trust walk
Mm,
into faith. We just need to put one foot in front of the other. We can do little baby steps. That's okay.
mhm,
But, and then with that courage, you take that one step and then you get the clarity. Oh, this is exactly what I should be doing.
mhm,
And then typically what'll happen is, oh, I've got this big dream. I've just landed this huge dream and it's coming in, opportunities are opening up, and it's like, wow, that happened fast. But then what happens is the only way that that big dream can land is by squeezing out all of the spooky wookies that have prevented it from coming in the same place. So
mhm,
when those little spooky wookies come on, like, who do I think I am? I can't do that. I've never done that. What if I fail? And that's all that just goes back to the light. And
mhm,
take that one little, grab your little shaking guts in your hand. Take that one little, I always say, you're going to jump into the, ocean, in the middle of the ocean, grab your shaking guts, 1, 2, 3, jump. And
mhm,
you're going to really find that you're just in a really fun mud puddle that'll give you more joy than anything else. It's,
mhm.
it's just courage and then clarity, courage and then clarity.
Not clarity, then courage. It's courage, then clarity. I want to be very specific about that.
Yes.
Very specific about that. Because a lot of times we want that psychic vision. We want the intuitive hit. So it gives us what we believe is going to be a stable, safe place to create from. And we're looking for the clarity first, and we wondering why we're not getting it. Because really the formula for that isn't clarity, then courage. It's really from your courage. And that's also from a courage of receiving in ways that we haven't before.
The messages are coming in very differently now.
Mhm.
They're very watery. They're very,
When you
they're
say
very
watery, what does that mean to you?
whispery. They're very emotional.
You don't
Mm,
ever have to be afraid of
Um,
anything.
and very
All right. We need
they're just not really clear. In the past, we oftentimes would have these like huge visions where things were really clear. We knew what was happening.
mm,
They're not coming in that way any longer. They're coming in wispy and watery. They're coming in like feelings. I was just I just asked my guides the other day, okay, show me my future. Just show me my future. And all they did was showed me this beautiful, beautiful marble walkway. And literally I knew exactly what they were talking about. And it was like, when I was living in Paris, there were a bunch of these marble walkways that when the sun shone, they just like, it looked like heaven, where these lights shined up, and nothing made me more happy, fulfilled, feeling like awe in life. And it was like, so what they said is, it doesn't matter the details, you're going to be very happy. Everything you look at is going to be beautiful.
mm.
Now, what am I going to be looking at? What am
Exactly.
I don't know. But I think all of us kind of do know, because we've already created our future.
Mhm,
We know our destiny. Many of us are afraid of it. Courage before clarity. But that destiny is there calling us forward.
mhm. You connect your guides. You invited me to invite my guides on
Yes.
conversation, and I have an awareness of different guides that show up at different times, but I also am aware if I surrender that I am to open to who or what it is that may be coming through me, and there's several. How can someone that they want to feel a connection, maybe they don't, or perhaps they do, but they doubt. whatever that guidance or wherever that guidance may be, what can they do to become more aware of who their guides are? Or is it really important for them to know specifically who their guides are, other than, of course, to really tune in and make sure that the information is for their highest good? They're not being given ultimatums that it's really there to support and not to manipulate. I think that's a foundation that we have to be aware of when we're receiving and we're open to something that's really emanating from within us, not outside of us, is what I believe. But how is it that you guide people to discern and to become more aware, and from that awareness be able to have a more collaborative relationship with that guidance?
Well, I'm not somebody that needs names and
Same.
whatever. So I'm not. So I do it from how I feel when they come in.
Mhm.
And if they do not feel expansive, if they do not feel loving, if they do not feel purposeful, um, I have the same ones come in constantly. And I also, everyone here can ask for anybody specific to come in. And if you are somebody that, asks for, Archangel, Michael to come in, every time you ask for him to come in, I want you to pay attention to how he feels when he is with you, and look for signatures that he may have. And so then it's just a repeat of that.
Beautiful. We're going to get into Q&A in a second. You also, if you want to ask questions, raise your hand, type your questions into the chat box. We're going to get into the special offer in just a little bit as well. The workshop, I believe it's 4 weeks plus a private session that's available. I highly recommend. We'll get into that in a little bit. When we had my call yesterday, we dropped in on a call, which is so beautiful for me and so helpful again. And you were tuning in to my guides. Who do you interpret as the guides that you're interpreting the information for me? Are there particular groups? Was it a particular guide? Was it ancestors? Or again, is it the guides, and it really doesn't matter to you for the similar reason that as long as it's benevolent, and then you're just going to go from there.
So what I do is I ask for all your whole team to come in, communicate to my team what you want to know, what they want you to know. So I know the language that my team has. There's a psychic language that you learn with your team. It will teach you how to speak it, so you can say more than hello, goodbye, my name is Karin.
Nice.
And so that's how I work, just so everything feels clean for me that way.
And there's a trust walk when you open up to that field as well,
Yes.
right? And how do you know that you can trust? Again, it's a discernment that we build up anyway. It's a practice as well.
You know what? If I were to say that every time that I go into a reading and have this process happen, that I don't feel like, what if they don't come through?
Mhm.
What if I get it wrong? I would not be being honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
And so it's a trust walk until you just have faith that this is how it works.
Right.
And I'm lucky. I've been on 2,000 readings. I don't.
Well, I always want to bring it into a very grounded perspective is when you start dating someone, it's like you like them, there's a resonance, you start having conversation, you start building trust with one another. And the longer that you date and go deeper into a relationship, the more that you can breathe into that trust, because someone will prove to you who they are rather than having to convince you on a continuous basis just by the virtue of how you're showing up for one another. And the same is true for our guides. I mean, really, it's that simple. But we have to be willing to invest in the relationship. And
Oh,
of course,
beautiful. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, so amazing. Yo, let's get into some Q&A. I want y'all to experience Karen, and let's take advantage of our time here to get some of your calls in. And again, we'll go into the special offer in just a little bit. Chris, go ahead and put the link for the special offer in the chat box if anybody wants to book their reading now. April, please purchase one for me. I wanna book another session with Karen soon because I've got a project that I want you to help me with. And with that, Jenny, let's start with you.
Hi, Karen. I
Hi,
have
how are
to say,
you?
I'm great. You remind me of all of my favorite teachers wrapped in one.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you. It's brilliant because I love learning. My question is, um, I've had, a journey up until now, and and I've done a big healing recently. My brother passed, and it was difficult.
I'm sorry.
But I find myself going back to my child, my little girl who would see God's gift of beauty. And
Mhm.
I've always had a good eye for like photography, or mostly photography because I can capture it, but I've done some painting. I'm not very trained in that, but I sing. And so this creation, this, what you said about we're here to create, it's exactly what we're here for. And I was just wondering if you could give me some guidance, what, um, you know, or some courage, extra courage, because I have a lot of things coming in, and it's exciting, it's beautiful. And I know the world is my oyster, and I haven't felt like this since, I was that child looking at the beauty God has given to me to be able
Hmm,
to see.
let's see what Karen's picking up on for you.
Thank you.
Well, that little child is who you are, and you have been wounded, and you are healing, and you are almost at the very end of that, and you're going to go back to being that beautiful little child, that light child. You're going to remember who you were when you came in as this incredible light being.
And a friend of mine and I are looking for work, and I just tell her that we're right here, we're not actually doing or earning money, but we can take this opportunity to be light for others. That's our job. And I, I hope that gives encouragement to those of you who are also waiting for something to come in, but it's just be the light. So thank you.
Beautiful, Jen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, be the light, but also what would really make you happy to do to make money?
Mm,
If you could literally grab that paint thing out and say, okay, here's the job
mm,
I want. I want to, I am just going to paint a bunch of pictures, spiritual pictures,
mm,
to be in an oracle card. And I want
mm,
to get paid for it. But what do you want to do? Just because you love doing it and because you're good at it does not mean money should not flow in that way. And
mm,
ironically, when you're doing it, you're in bliss.
mm,
And bliss is the same is the same frequency as the money, and it will come in
mm,
however it comes in.
mm.
Cool. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Jenny. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Hmm. Okay, let's continue now. Let's go to Katie. Katie, welcome to the call.
Hi. Hi,
Oh,
Karen.
oh my gosh, how
I'm doing good. You're
are
amazing and sound amazing. And I wanted to ask, uh, my journey has all been started with trying to figure out my memory issues and my lack of energy. And it's like been going on. I don't want to say it's been going on, but it's my experience most of my life, right? So I've been tuning in and getting my answers, and it seems to be aligning with what you're saying, that I really just need to focus maybe like in the evening focusing in on like what it would feel like to wake up and have energy all day long, how it would feel to feel those feelings with my memory of like words flowing very easily, that kind of thing. Do you feel that resonates? Is that
That really resonates. The other thing with you, though, is that, I mean, you were like top dog slave. You're
Mm,
exhausted. And the only way that they could get you to rest, the only way they could get you to rest your anxious mind, for you to like just take care of your beautiful vehicle was literally like, what do we have to do to her so that she will take care of herself? So
mm.
that's the other piece for you.
Mm.
Thank you. I
You work
appreciate.
way hard. They want you to give all of those jobs, every job that you have in a day. They want you to hand it over to your team and just tell them, surprise and delight me how this is going to get done.
Mm.
Okay, cool. I will do that. Thank
Okay.
you for that.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that you brought this up, Karen, because I want to ask you. I have my knowing about this in different ways. Um, but I'm finding that a lot of people that I'm working with, that I'm engaged with, that I interact with, they're tired and they don't realize how tired they really are. And there's an awareness of it, but there's a calling to slow down to such an effect that you can truly feel the exhaustion. And it's by going through the cycle of really being with that exhaustion that next layer of being able to take the next action is going to be facilitated in a bigger way. We're not giving ourselves enough time to fully rest and recuperate.
Beautiful. Almost none of us.
Yeah. And there's a lot
And
of compassion
don't,
to be had for that also.
pardon?
There's a lot of compassion that we get to have for one another and for ourselves in that as well.
Well, we're all pretty, I mean, we were like high functioning slaves.
Yeah.
And so if something needs to be done, it's like, oh, I can do it. No big deal. I got that. Don't you worry about it. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
And
Or even if something was wrong in our own house, we like, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. Like you, Katie, I've got to fix this memory thing. I got to fix this. I got to fix this. I got to fix this. And the calling is now with the new foundation is the calling for help, to have support, help you find, to help you build, to help you create, to help you integrate. Call in spirit to bring in the solution. I love how Karen says, ask spirit for what you want and go take a nap. But realize that the solution could come from spirit in human form through the support of someone else. We deny the gifts that other people are because we expect that only that high vibration can come from spirit. And we deny that spirit within others. And then we wonder why people deny that spirit within us. They're just a mirror for what we're doing. So it's quite a profound cyclical effect that we're having on ourselves, both in the highest, best functional form, but also from repeating that cycle of exhaustion and slavery.
right? Yeah, that's true. And the other thing to be aware of is if you got, I got a lot of attaboys for being the hardest working person.
Describe the attaboys. Give a little bit of context for this because I love this.
I am going to work so hard. I am going to achieve so much. I am going to make so much happen. You're not going to believe that all of this came from one person.
Wow,
Oh,
attaboy.
you're so amazing. Attaboy. And I got addicted. I'm still addicted to the attaboys. And so if there's stuff to be done, no big deal. I know how to do it. Do. I get out my little Superman cape. I got to tell you, my little leotards, my little hero leotards have like holes in the knees, but I'll do it. I know how to do it. Because I wanted the attaboys and I needed to let go of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Katie, blessings too. Thank you for
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
both. Very
So,
helpful.
coming on.
yeah, so wonderful to see you again.
You too. Bye.
Y'all, we're actually let me take another caller. Alex, let's go to you, and then we'll go into the special offer, y'all. And then we'll go back into some more Q&A. But Alex, welcome.
Hi. Thank you, John and Karen, for your amazing work. Karen, I've just got a question about, I've just had quite a big trauma this year, end of a 30-year relationship, and I'm flim-flamming between just accepting and letting it be and surrendering, but then wanting to ask for help and change and sending the negativity back to the light and creating more self-love and self-worth. And I just don't know where to find that balance of just being, I guess.
Yeah, I'm tough. I'm really tough. What my guides are actually saying is rather than trying to, you're putting the whole situation in your tool brain, and your tool brain is
Right.
going boom.
Mm.
So the very first thing they want you to do is wake up every day and let your team know exactly how you want to feel. And you may be feeling a little shaky. I call them shaky Bambi legs. And
Yeah.
so all you'll need to do is just, as often as you think about it, let your teams know, I just want to feel a little bit better today. I want to
Okay.
feel just a little safer. I want to feel just a little stronger. And just go in with how you want to feel.
Mm.
And if you
Okay.
have a crushing picture come in, just, yippee, something to heal, and send it to the light and go
Okay.
take really gentle care of yourself. This is your whole internal system is lit up. So take really gentle, beautiful, beautiful, loving care.
Mhm.
Okay. Great. Thank you. That's helpful.
And
You do
Alex,
nothing wrong.
Alex, I want to reiterate when Karen shared yippee, something to heal. Really pay attention to those things that are coming up and be okay being with them instead of that's uncomfortable. I don't want to be that. I don't want to feel that. I feel lonely. I feel in despair. I feel like the rug's been pulled out from under me. It's like all of that. It's like, wow, I like in this lifetime, I get to be done with that.
Right.
This
True.
is
True.
great. Something,
Yes.
something to, I'm done with this
Yes.
in this lifetime.
Okay.
I'm
So,
done
so
with this. I'm done with this so that my children, my grandchildren do not have to carry that epigenetic intelligence with them into the future. I'm done with it because my ancestors poured them that they carried it up to this far and I get to release it. Yes, for them, but it's for me first because I'm done. I'm
yeah.
like it's a new foundation that we're building and really look at those things that are coming up. Yes, they may be uncomfortable, but look at them as the most amazing opportunity that's been gifted to you
Okay.
by
So
this.
that's the self-love piece, is it? That I've been trying to focus on that, just giving myself self-love, and I guess the
Love,
acceptance of what comes up.
love those parts of you that you'd rather push away and say, hey, I'm here
Mm,
for you and we're not running. And
mm,
all right, thank goodness you're here because we're done.
yeah.
We're about to be finished. You're digging that mine and you're about to strike gold and you're not going to stop digging until you see the
Yeah.
promise that you're going to.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Empowering. It's a really powerful place to be in. It's again, we've been taught to push it away. It is one of the most
Yeah.
empowerment places that we can experience in this human form.
Mm,
And again, we've been taught to diminish it, to despise it, to run from it. And I'm here to share with you and to teach you that that's where the gold is right now, and you're about to cross a threshold as you have the
yeah.
courage to receive the clarity on the other side.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. Thank
And
you
you
so
got it.
much.
It wouldn't be given to you unless you were ready to receive it.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good reminder.
Got
Yeah. It
this.
feels pretty wobbly.
Good.
Yeah, and also just radical self-forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Radical
Yeah.
self-forgiveness.
Yes.
Okay.
Love that.
Don't worry about forgiveness to others, just radical self is the healing.
Okay. Thank you.
You're doing beautiful. Your future looks amazing.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That gives me a spur on. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you are not going to believe who you are going to be in this next iteration.
Okay.
So,
Beautiful.
okay.
Thank you. I just saw a big butterfly, so that was a good sign.
No, there's a sign.
Yeah. Thank you.
Your
Blessings, Alex. Thank you
metamorphosis.
for coming on.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. Thanks.
Okay, y'all, let's go to the special offer. We're gonna do some more Q&A, and there's some questions in the chat also. And I'm sure more wisdom coming from Karin and all of this. This is fantastic. Karin, take us through the special offer. And y'all, the special offer link is in the chat box. As you're watching this, you can open up a new browser. If you don't see it in the chat box, just go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Karin 34, Karin 34. It'll take you to that same page. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, go down to the comments section. You'll see the link for the special offer in the comment section as well. And with that, Karin, if you'll guide us through the course this time with you, and also what can be covered in a one-on-one session with you as well.
I've put together a 6-week course.
6 weeks,
So,
thank you.
6 week, yes. I had to look. Was it 4? Was it 6?
I don't know why I was thinking 4. It's amazing.
You know what? I think it's really, really special to not. The very best way to do a whole course is finish it and have like the last one, like, what do you guys want to know now? Not leaving people like dangling or pushing stuff in. So I'm going to take the 6 weeks. We're going to go. One of the main things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start at the very beginning with this ascension energy and what we're supposed to do with it. I'm going to go a little bit deeper than I did today on what we're supposed to do with it, because it is brand new energy. And then we're going to go into, and then what I want to do is I'm going to go through all of your clairs. And you all have all of them. You all have access to all of them, and you all are getting messages from all of them. But some of you may not know where those messages are coming from or what that means. And so we're going to really dig down. This is going to be like psychic development 101, 201, 301, 401. So I'm just going to go through, the clairsentient abilities and how they come in and how they mess you up and or not, and how the messages come in. I'm going to go into, and this is just going to be stepped out through the weeks. I'll go into the clairvoyancy and how they work. I'm going to go into the clairaudience. I'm forgetting all of them, but I'm going to cover all of them. I'm also going to show you how to cross connect. So if you get a picture and you're not sure about it, you're not sure if it's really real for you, what we'll do is teach you how to take it into your clairsentient, feel through it, so that you can get a little bit more clarity. You're going to still need to take that first baby step. The first baby step, the courage, in order for the whole clarity. But I'm going to teach you how to kind of cross connect all of your clairs in order to get more solid answers. Because I know this is geared for the analytical, who just needs proof. They just don't, they don't know. So we're going to make sure that you may not know, but you'll have a little bit more proof, and it'll be easier for you to grab your shaking guts, take that first step. You jump in the middle of the ocean where you're going to die and drown, and hit that mud puddle and have some fun.
That's wonderful. And y'all, the energies that are coming up and the ascensionary energies, they are calling for more play. And that's not just a frivolous request. It's really an activation of a capacity to tune into higher frequencies through a cohesive field. And the cohesive field, it's love, it's joy, it's play, it's excitement. And so it's really calling us into our mastery, and play is one of the main activators.
Yes,
So,
it is. That's why
yes.
we were such masters when we were little children and running around in our princess dresses.
Amazing. So we've got all this, and again, a lot of proof for people who are like, show it to me again, prove it to me. I need more
Show it.
analysis, I need more confirmation. It's like I get that I'm getting it, but how do I know that I'm really getting it? And that's all part of it. And that's for you all.
Yeah, we're if you are somebody that is going to want to test a message in absolutely every clair, you'll know exactly how to do it.
Amazing. So this is
Yeah.
wonderful. This is 6
So,
weeks.
yeah, this is going to be 6 weeks.
Live.
I think on the 30th, Saturday. I'm confused about times
It is.
because
It's November 30th. Let me pull it up here. Y'all, I have it right here, and it's on the special offer page. I believe the first course starts November 30th,
Yes.
Saturday, going through January 6th. The calls are at 12 p.m. Pacific time. On
Okay.
Saturdays, replays will be available. They are live. Karin will be on there, and there's going to be, is there a Q&A at the last week? Is there a Q&A in each week? How's the Q&A going to work?
I always open up. It's a live call, and I always open up for Q&A every week.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So you'll
And
get
if
that.
and if we finished absolutely everything up by week 6, we'll do mini readings. You know.
Okay.
Oh,
Sweet. So you've
yeah.
got, and that's package A, y'all. $125 is a 2 payment option on that as well. And you'll be joining an extraordinary community of people here from BTO that's going to be part of that course as well. And then from that, if you want to add 60 minutes on a personal reading with Karin, and a lot comes through, y'all. It's like I was with Karin, what, 20 minutes yesterday? I took notes. I'm still processing all of it and still landing it and like taking it out in stages, which is so wonderful. But it's for another $50, you get a 60-minute reading with Karin. And Karin, what can people go into in a private reading? I know when I show up for you, I'll say hi, and then the guys just come through and they'll just go, 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 go. And then I might ask questions afterwards. But how can these readings, how can someone navigate these readings with you if they have a preference?
Well, a reading with me is always a co-creation. And so how I work is I ask your guides to come in, tell me what they want you to know. Um, and again, I don't tell you anything you don't know, but they oftentimes, usually are able to confirm what you're hoping for and how to get there. Sometimes you're working with some Akashic records, some past lives that are, traumatizing or keeping you held back or making you afraid to even grab your shaking guts, and we'll go ahead and clear all that. So oftentimes work with the Akashic records and clear that out. And so either you can come with questions or I will just go and you can save or come with questions. We can start with them. You start with a top. It doesn't matter. It's a co-creation. We will have plenty of time to do everything that needs to be done and say everything that needs to be said.
Karin, can I be a little transparent?
Yes.
So when I had my call with Karin yesterday, I had a lot of shaking gut, by the way. It was coming up for me. There was a lot of transition and just a lot of, I don't know what to do with all this. And I'm like, I know I want to go this way, but it's like, I don't know how it's going to be received. Who am I? All these other things. And it was in that conversation with Karin and the guides coming in, just confirming some of the things that I've known, some of the things of attuning to any judgments or fears of judgments that I would have, an amplification of what's arising in me that's calling me to step forward in new ways. And all of that also just landing in such a beautiful foundation of the support of truth that is being shared. It's not the support of ego. I'll do this and you're going to create this because your ego needs it. It's really an amplification into a clear awareness as we take the courageous steps to override and repattern the slavery program that needs to satisfy something else besides the truth within ourselves. It was so beautiful. And I feel so different from what arose in me beginning on Saturday very strongly, that ran through the weekend for me for beautiful reasons. And I knew it was a gift. I wasn't sure how I was going to get to the other side. I knew I was going to. I trusted that I was going to. And something just sprung open and said, hey, call Karin and ask for support. And she showed up and it was so beautiful. And I feel so much more centered, grounded, and expanded simultaneously, but not because I'm bypassing what came up for me, but because I'm more empowered because of what came up. The shaking, the stomachs actually served this next iteration that I can step into. So that was amazing, Karin. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yippee, something to heal. Yippee.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Again, the courage and then the clarity, courage and clarity. So it's beautiful. The special offer is there for you. Take advantage of it. It's here because you're part of the BTO community, because you've chosen to come in and listen. And Karin's really just an amazing guide and so connected through the innocence and the courage of her heart to speak truth from our guys and decipher it in a way that we can receive it, understand it, and take action with it. So again, the links in the chat box, the links in the comments box on the replay. And I hope you all take advantage of it. And with that, Karin, can we continue some Q&A?
Yeah, of course. And I also want to say that just this is if you are interested in a reading at all, do package B. My readings cost 175. And so if you buy package B, you're going to get the 6 weeks to spend with me and the reading. So it's a really, really wonderful deal.
Yeah,
So
it is. Yeah, it is. So as we go into Q&A, let me take this question from Carrie. There's a lot of people on the chat today. I feel something coming. I don't know what it is. I feel anxious about it, but let me ask Carrie's particular question because I think it's going to answer a lot of the comments that have come in. So Carrie's writing, my energy work with my clients has slowed down and I feel something is shifting. Do you see another modality or another opportunity coming in? Any information would be so helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Carrie, what I'm looking at is everything is winnowing down for you because you have a huge up level to go do something else. And it's just going to be, it's going to show up. It's going to feel like a miracle to you because this is something that you've wanted for a very, very long time.
There you go. And I think that's true for those that feel like they're waiting for something. They can feel something. They're not sure what it is. They're worried about the timing of it. And it's just that there's a lot of shifting that is happening in many of our lives right now. And I think
Divine timing is, it's, you want divine timing. You don't want things to come in just because you want it when you want it. You want it to come in divine.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for that.
Yeah, Carrie, congratulations.
Excellent. Okay, let's continue. Let's go to Lisa. Lisa, welcome to the call.
Hello. So nice to meet you both. Well, I did write something in the chat, and I'm doing a lot of the meditations every day, but my thoughts keep coming in, and I don't really feel that I'm getting sound messages from guides or anything. And then I think, well, it's just the jibber jabber in my mind, really the message. But then it's about daily events and things I'm working on. So I think, no, that just has to be my mind messing up. So if your guides have any kind of clarity for me of what I can be doing better, or how can I be receiving what I'm trying to open myself up to receive?
The messages are coming in other ways. It's because when I look at your energy, it's like there's something calming about having, oh, I have this thing here, I have to go here, and all of these just kind of, this is what I need to do. So that's very calming to you. So it's almost like you have like, you have like a personal assistant like behind you with the thing like, oh, oh, don't forget, you've got to be here then. You're going to be doing this. And so there's something very comforting about that. That feels like it's messages, but you also have some other messages coming in other ways.
Hmm. That's exactly what happens. It's my agenda. Information comes in, or I'll sleep. And then the next day I'll think, oh yeah, I forgot about that thing from 3 days ago. I better pick that up. But to me, that's maybe not guides or anything, or is it? Because if so, that's been the way I lived my whole life. But
Yeah,
I feel
those are
like there's
guides.
something different than just agenda items or and I'm not, I mean, so I'm thinking to get the big messages, a voice, words, information. I don't know, not just things related to my everyday stuff. But you're saying that that could be. That's what your
Yeah,
guides are.
those are guides. Yeah, those are kind of like your nannies, your personal assistants, your, don't, just kind of keeping you on track, which is fine, which is great. What I would recommend for you is they're going to answer what you ask of them. And so what's happening is you're like, oh, what's next? And then they'll tell you, okay. So I suggest that you do the writing thing. Find the big question that you want to know and just write it out and take that deep breath and take 5 minutes and see what comes through.
Lisa,
You
what is the big question that you want to know? What is the big answer that you're hoping to receive?
I guess how I'm going to find my fulfillment with my activities that I can afford or will be financially rewarded with, or if not, that I'm just able to make them happen. So the abundance factor mixed in with where am I supposed to go? Is it the arts? Is it the music? Is it serving people by helping them because I'm opening up myself to become a channel? Is that really going to happen? Or
Yes, all
where is
three
this
of
gonna
those.
happen?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
all three of those.
so
One of the ways that I determine that I can look at, there's a lot of ways to do this, but to look at your purpose in life. So what do you love? Don't think what somebody told you can make money at or not, but what do you love? What are you really good at?
I am so natural at imagining property development. It's just always my whole life.
And this is something that you may want to go deeper into a reading
Yeah,
with Karin with. I think she was sharing that more as a hypothetical for you to contemplate.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
really get into that.
Mhm.
And Karin, how important is it that I don't think we can bombard our guides, but maybe we bombard our whole system when we're asking for all those things all at once? And should we focus on one or two at a time instead of, I want this, 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 I want this. And can that be overwhelming for our system and what we're ready to receive, perhaps as well? Or for some people, I guess it depends.
I think that, we are all so unique. They don't care if we're asking if our Christmas list for Santa has 100 things on it or two. They don't care. What I think is really important is that, we're not just throwing it out there, that we're feeling through it. What would really make me happy? What would really make me feel really satisfied? What would make me feel so, I just like magical? And when you put the emotion into what you want, that's when they can give you that emotion, and you having that emotion will bring in what you want.
Oh, mhm,
It's just all molecules.
mhm.
It's molecules. Lisa, blessings to you. I recommend you get a session with Karin. I think it'd be super helpful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah.
Thanks, Lisa. let's go to the other Lisa, because I know that was confusing when I called Lisa out and then we had to. And I know it's like your name gets called, your heart jumps, and then someone else comes on. It's like, oh shit. So I want to take both Lisas. Lisa 2, Lisa in red, I'll call you. Welcome to the call. And let me get you to unmute your microphone, Lisa.
First of all,
Red, yeah.
I love your show. So thank you for everything that you do. And I had a reading with Karin after seeing her on one of your shows, and it is amazing. So I'm highly recommending it. I'm still working with a lot of the guidance she gave me. So thank you. And my big question is that I was a slave for a long time, 40 years in corporate America, working in children's television. I just turned 61. I've kind of taken a step back, although I am a worker. I do miss some of the structure, absolutely. But what I keep getting the idea to do is to be a coach for kids, a life skills coach for kids 7 to 12. And I just wonder if there's, I'm about to maybe potentially take a course that, is quite expensive and it is a big commitment. And I guess I just want to ask if you see anything that points in a direction of, yeah, that seems like a good path, or you're listening to the wrong wrong input.
No, that is perfect input. And how you know that it's for you is it kind of excites you to think about it and like, oh, this would be really good. I know all of this. I could really help these kids, and I love this. Yes, that's a completely big yes. And here's how we know. There are people out there, who their biggest dream is to be the best dental hygienist ever. They want to chip plaque off your teeth. Now, that is the hygienist you want to go to, because that hygienist is just going to be magical. But that excites that person. That's their destiny. The kids, the television stuff, all this data you've collected up until now, this is your destiny calling you forward. Yes.
Thank
So
you.
are you also saying, for clarification purpose, are you also saying a big yes to the expensive course?
Yes. Yeah.
There you go. I wanted to clarify, Lisa.
Thank you. Yes, because the part of me that is so fearful is to run my own business, and will I get kids? Will I get clients? Will parents trust in me?
Welcome to the fear that we all had starting our business.
Right? I know that fear. You're going to do beautifully. And when you move that fear out, because you're going to be so excited about what you're doing and what you get to do every day, that fear is going to move right out. Courage before clarity. Your classes will be full. You're going to do really beautifully at that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the input.
Blessings, Lisa. I see those fears a lot of times, having navigated through some of it, and some of it's still coming up in new ways now. That fear is also how we get to demonstrate to our little one inside that, hey, watch what we can do. Let's be excited about this. The courage that we're building up. We're being the parent, best friend, sibling to the one inside of us who could always use that, and we're navigating each other to new experiences to demonstrate just what's possible. So it's exciting. Some of that fear is exciting. Yeah. Blessings, Lisa. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, you're going to be so happy doing that.
Oh, yeah. Epic. Okay, Renee, I'm so guided to call on you. Welcome to the call.
Hi. Well, thank you. My topic is the topic of empowerment, because, I tend to empower others, and I'm in the position now where I actually need to empower myself. And and I'm on the path. I'm not at the beginning, but I think that wise words this topic, I think, is really important. And I think it came from me anyway, forgetting about myself, because, oh, I can take care of myself, but I'll help everyone else. And I've overcome that aspect now due to a situation that I've had in the last 5 years that just taught me a really strong lesson. But I think at this juncture, I think what's the best thing to maybe tell me and others is about empowering oneself and the balance, because, you know, it shouldn't be so lopsided either direction, right? Because you need to empower yourself, but it's also helpful to empower others, you know? So that's what, you know, helping other people is about, service to others. What are you smiling so much?
Karen, can I start? Can I start and then you go on top of it? Because I want to,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I've
I
got
want to
like,
invite something. Renee, be just freakishly selfish for a change. Be human, choose you, forget about the balance. You're not going to bring it back into balance by going a little bit over to the side and trying to balance it. You know your foundation, you know the empowerment.
But I
Choose
know I'm strong. I'm really a strong
good.
person
Good.
inside.
We need strong people who are on the path. Good. Be strong. Amazing. Let us see you. It's I want to see you on billboards on a canvas. Like, yes, please. Like choose you. My God, it's about time. That's my 2 cents. Actually, that's my $1 million answer for you, actually.
Yeah.
But Karen, please. Yeah.
you're already empowered.
Just because I've survived so many things in my life, perhaps.
Because you are such an empowered light source. You're
Oh,
just remembering it. And
Hmm.
when you put that dream out there, that, you know, no, I see myself stepping out, I'm going to just say out onto the spotlight, being recognized, seen and recognized for my talents. What that automatically does is it pushes out all of those old habits, patterns, and beliefs that you picked up as a child. Who do you think you are? No, you need to serve others. You cannot serve yourself, or whatever those pictures were. And all of those things are coming up. And I want every time you feeling like, oh, I don't know, I want you to go, oh, yippee, something to heal.
Well, you know, in the last 24 hours, I just gone through where it- I need to make it simple to explain, because otherwise we'd be here for too long. But the idea is that in the last 24 hours, um, I was in a different location and I saw things from a different perspective. And then I was like, oh my God, I've been wasting my energy. I look exhausted. I look like I'm gaunt. And it's because it's heavy energy and I need to release it in order to become myself, because I'm carrying something else with me. I mean, it was so amazing because usually the light will make me look really young. And I was looking, you know, I'm wearing glasses at the moment, but I mean, it was making me look dark, not dark in a person, but dark. My energy was heavy. And so that in the last 24 hours, literally. And then that's why the empowerment, but you're saying is just release each day of just putting the energy. Am I not clearly understanding, sort of?
The that energy that you saw glommed onto you, that had nothing to do with you. You then looked in and goes, oh, you know, where's my wounding? What do I have to heal within myself?
But it's
That-
other people's things. Is that what you're saying? I'm picking it up? Because I pick it
Yes.
up easily.
Yes, you do. You are very clear, empathic.
Well, I'm empathic as well as some other Claires, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you're real, but you're just picking that up. That feels to me like it was ancestral energy.
I feel like I was meant to clear and heal that somehow, but
exactly
I'm
what
done. I can't do it anymore because it's killing me.
Actually, you know, you just don't want to sit in it and process it and try to figure out how to heal yourself in order to make it go away. You just, and I love what you've said, when it comes in, it's like, oh, yippee, something to send back to the light.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me. You have volunteered to clear a lot of ancestral. It looks like on your mother's side.
Mhm.
And it feels very heavy. It feels like way, I mean, just working like slaves. Well, you know, we keep using the same words, but that you wouldn't even understand it. So it like laid on you and it's like, oh my gosh, this doesn't even look good. And no, it doesn't.
Right.
Yippee, send it off. Has nothing to do with you. You're already empowered.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel, well, I mean, not feel, I'm working on the feel, but intellectually, I understand is what I'm saying. And I just
Yeah.
have to do this daily of it's okay, it's not mine. Kind of, is that what I'm stating, or am I not
Certainly,
misstating?
you can basically it's what happens with analyticals is if you go, oh, okay, this is not mine, then you're literally going to go into your toolbar and go, well, where'd it come from and whose is it and why is it blah, blah,
Well,
blah,
that's
blah,
true too,
blah.
because
Okay.
I'm both sides. I'm highly intuitive, but I'm highly analytical. That is true.
Yeah, me too. So just, you don't need a story, just yippee, something to heal, something to come through.
Just let it go, flow through. Isn't that flow thing
Yeah,
that just it
just
lets,
let it.
I say thing, but flow, it lets the flow out, kind of through
I would
out.
I would give you a picture to play with also in a very analytical way. Whenever you feel that dissonance, imagine the oxygen mask dropping, and you have to take that oxygen breath first. This is where you have to be selfish because
Well,
unless
it
you're
starts though, the energy starts and it already encompasses me. Because I'm a multi, as I said, so sometimes I could touch things and not realize I've already assimilated the energy. It
Mhm.
depends on the time frame and what, a lot of things. But I think you're right. The concept is being able to first recognize and then let it flow through. Because so I'm not getting caught up in it.
Yeah, for you, it's slowing down, paying
Mm.
attention, spending as much time in that still point as you can so that you're aware when it comes in.
Mhm.
So it doesn't come in and land and you're busy over here. And by that point, it has like darkened your face and aged you. Okay.
That's what it does. It literally does. It's scary. Some people don't realize it changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
realize I'm familiar, so it's know that there's context from which we're speaking, and I know Karen understands as well. A lot of y'all on the call do as also. Karen, something else I want to bring in also, it's really important when these things come up, whether we recognize them in ourselves or especially when we're recognizing in another, that we don't have to fix it. We get to choose the energy that we want to be in.
Well, see, that's the key. I am my natural gift. One of my natural gifts is fixing it.
Well, you're
So
gonna
that's
develop it.
no,
You're
but
gonna,
you stated it. You stated right on it, because I'm trying
well,
to fix
no,
another thing.
no, but what I'm suggesting is that you actually will be fixing it and putting it into higher resonance by choosing not to get into the old way of fixing it.
Oh, okay.
So you're
Gotcha.
actually, your capacity to serve in the way that you're hoping to serve becomes that much more powerful because now you're not engaging the problem at the basis of which the problem was formed.
Okay.
You're creating a new possibility by what you're choosing to carry it. And from that eagle's perspective, you can see what's there, but you don't have to interact with it. You get to invite it to level up with you if it chooses to.
And I think you made another point too, ironically, is being present. Because if you're not present, you get distracted, then that's when this happens. Often is getting wrapped up in this the things that energetically that I should let flow through me and move on.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I recommend a session with Karen. And Karen, I know that there's something else that you want to finish up with before.
Thank you both.
Yeah.
Thank you.
yes, of course. God, we're a good team, John. The other thing is they want you to start fixing things with moving the energy.
Mm. What
Okay.
do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Karen, by moving the energy?
So you see something to fix, you see something that, whatever. And the slave you runs towards it. You start patting it down, you take care of it, you know, I don't know what you do, chop the wood, you like make everything happen, you make everything perfect for them, and then walk off and then you're exhausted.
Mhm.
What they want you to do is like kind of feel where that person is. And then what happens for you, what happens for most of us is we'll think about somebody and we'll get a scan. We'll get like an x-ray. We'll know exactly where they're at mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually.
Mhm.
And if it is not in, and if it inspires you to try to fix it, the way that you were meant to fix it as a God is just send that picture, send all that energy back to the light to be transmuted, back to love and light. You cannot harm anybody. And then that allows them to allow that healing energy to come in so they can start working on it themselves.
Mhm.
Good point.
Beautiful.
Good, very good point. Thank you.
Renee,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you too for selecting me to come on or bringing me on. So thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. You're so welcome. All right, y'all. The replay will be up all weekend long. We'll send the replay link out later in an email. You can always access replays at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay. The link for the special offer, 6 weeks, y'all. 6 weeks of Karen, not 4. I messed that one up. That's good because then you got more afterwards.
There you go. Yeah. We should have said, no, we're going to add 2
We're
weeks.
adding 2 weeks. Boom, done.
So I'm like, how long is it?
I pays $125, 2 payments for 6 weeks with a live Q&A as well. And then if you want the session also, it's just another $50 on top of that. And you get an hour with Karen and your guides and her guides collaborating, spilling truth, empowering you. It's amazing. So I hope you all take advantage of that as well. Again, the link that's in the chat box. You can always find the special offers on beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. Karen, you have any final messages for us as we end today's call?
Yes. You've never made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has been perfectly orchestrated. And if you didn't like what you experienced, you were just collecting data on what you didn't want. You are being guided. Each one of you has, I always call it the golden thread, right into your highest and best destiny. And they're just asking you to grab your shaking guts, take that one step forward. And that big dream that you have put out there that maybe, you put it out there when you were a little tiny child. And you probably started chipping away and like, no, I'm not worth it. It's not, I can't have that. Who do I think I am? That huge dream is calling you forward. Courage before clarity. Just keep taking that little baby step forward, taking the little baby step forward, shaking guts in your hand, trying to shift your fear into curiosity. What would happen? And keep going. And your destinies are really beautiful and they are really calling you forward right now.
Beautiful. Karen, thank you so much. Amazing call, as always. Amazing special offer. Always wonderful to be with you. Thank you.
I feel exactly the same.
And all of y'all on the call, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for your love. Thank you for your
Love
light.
you all.
Thank you for what you believe is your wounded part so that we can all heal each other on the way home and demonstrate to each other who we truly are. Yeah, thank you for being here. Sending you all my love, and I'll see you all on the next call.